The rain fell in sheets, turning the cemetery into a watercolor of gray. Alexander Voss stood beneath a black umbrella held by his driver, staring at the fresh marble headstone that bore his son's name, Ethan Voss, beloved son, 1998 to 2025. The billionaire's tailored coat was soaked at the cuffs, he hadn't moved in 20 minutes. Then he heard it, a broken sob, small and raw, coming from the other side of the plot. A girl no older than 20 knelt in the mud, her thin hoodie plastered to her skin, clutching a single wilted daisy. Tears carved clean lines down her dirt-streaked cheeks. She didn't notice the Rolls-Royce idling at the gate or the man worth $40 billion watching her. She only whispered to the grave, "I'm sorry, Ethan. I tried to get here sooner." Alexander's throat tightened. He knew every visitor who'd come in the 3 weeks since the accident, classmates, board members, a tearful ex-girlfriend. This girl was a stranger. Yet the way she pressed her forehead to the stone, as if listening for a heartbeat that would never return, cracked something inside him. He stepped forward. The umbrella tilted, rain slapped his face. "Young lady," he said, voice rough from disuse. She flinched, scrambling backward, eyes wide like a cornered animal. I'll leave," she stammered, clutching the daisy to her chest. "I just needed to say goodbye." Alexander crouched, mud soaking his $1,000 trousers. "You knew my son?" She nodded, then shook her head, then nodded again. "Yes." "No. I mean, he saved me. And I never got to thank him." The driver shifted uncomfortably, but Alexander waved him off. "Tell me." Her name was Mia Reyes. She spoke in fragments between shivers. 2 years ago, she'd been sleeping on subway grates, 17 and orphaned, stealing fries from McDonald's trays. One January night, frostbite blackening her toes, she'd curled up outside a midtown shelter that had turned her away for lack of beds. Ethan, 25, restless, driving home from a gala in his father's Tesla, had spotted her through the windshield. Instead of rolling past like every other luxury car, he'd stopped. Bought her boots 2 sizes too big from a 24-hour pharmacy. Sat with her on the curb eating cold burgers until the shelter reopened at 6 a.m. Gave her his scarf, cashmere, monogrammed, and a business card. "If you ever need anything, call." Mia had called. Once. When her junkie ex-boyfriend found her new waitressing job and broke her wrist. Ethan paid the hospital bill, no questions. Another time when rent ate her paycheck, he sent grocery gift cards. Never asked for repayment. Never even took credit. Alexander listened, the rain drumming louder. His son had died in a private plane crash returning from a charity trip in Guatemala, building schools, the press release said. Alexander had been in Tokyo closing a merger. He'd flown back for the funeral, delivered a eulogy about legacy and vision. But he'd never known this side of Ethan. The quiet kindness. The midnight rescues. Mia's voice cracked. "I found out about the crash on the news. I took 3 buses to get here. I just wanted him to know I finally got my GED. Because of the study books he mailed me." She pulled a crumpled certificate from her pocket, now pulp. "I'm too late." Alexander stared at the ruined paper. Something hot burned behind his eyes. He'd built an empire on calculated risks, yet missed the biggest one, his own child's heart. He stood. "Come with me." Mia hesitated. "Sir, I..." "Now." The word carried the weight of boardrooms, but his hand trembled as he offered it. She took it. The Voss mansion loomed like a cathedral of glass and steel. Servants scattered as Alexander marched Mia, dripping, shivering, past marble floors to Ethan's wing. He flung open the door to a room untouched since the crash, surfboards on walls, medical textbooks stacked beside gaming controllers, a half-finished letter on the desk. Mia froze. Photos lined the shelves, Ethan grinning in orphanages, Ethan teaching soccer to street kids, Ethan asleep on a dirt floor with a child's head on his shoulder. Alexander picked up the letter. His hands shook harder. Dad. If you're reading this, I messed up the landing or something equally stupid. Don't be mad. I finally figured out what you never taught me, money's just potential energy. You convert it into motion, or it sits there rusting. I've been converting. Quietly. Like you taught me to acquire companies, I've been acquiring people. Fixing what I can. There's a girl, Mia. If she ever shows up, take care of her. She's braver than both of us. She just doesn't know it yet. Love. E**. Alexander's knees buckled. He sank into Ethan's desk chair. Mia hovered in the doorway, afraid to cross the threshold. He wrote this the night before, Alexander whispered. He knew the weather was bad. He went anyway. Silence stretched, thick as the storm outside. Then Mia stepped forward, placing the wilted daisy on the desk beside the letter. He used to say storms were just water looking for a place to belong. Alexander looked at her, really looked. The threadbare shoes. The scar on her knuckle from the night her ex smashed a bottle. The fierce set of her jaw that reminded him, painfully, of Ethan at 16, arguing for a charity budget Alexander had dismissed as unprofitable. He stood. You're staying here. Mia's eyes widened. Sir, I can't. Ethan's room is yours. The East Wing. Clothes, food, whatever you need. And, he swallowed. I'm opening a foundation. In his name. For kids like you were. You'll run the youth outreach program. Paid. Full benefits. College tuition if you want it. Mia laughed, sharp, disbelieving. You don't even know me. I know my son trusted you. That's enough. The first month was war. Mia flinched at silverware, ate standing up, hid in Ethan's room when investors visited. Alexander barked orders out of habit, then apologized in clipped sentences that sounded foreign in his mouth. They circled each other like wary cats. The breaking point came at 2 a.m. Alexander found Mia in the kitchen, burning pancakes. Smoke curled to the ceilings. I was trying to make his favorite, she muttered, scraping charcoal into the trash. Blueberry. He said they tasted like childhood. Alexander took the spatula. Move. He cooked. Badly. Batter splattered, smoke alarm shrieked. But they ate standing over the sink, laughing through coughs. After that, the walls crumbled. Mia taught Alexander how to spot a kid spiraling, dilated pupils, too quiet laughter. He taught her balance sheets, how to pitch donors without selling her soul. Together they turned Ethan's surfboards into scholarships, his gaming rig into a coding lab for foster teens. The gala night arrived 6 months later. Crystal chandeliers, string quartet, donors in diamonds. Mia stood at the podium in a borrowed gown, knees knocking. Ethan Voss taught me that wealth isn't what you hoard, she said, voice steady now. It's what you release. Tonight we launched the Ethan Voss Foundation with a goal of 1,000 scholarships in 5 years. Because every kid deserves a rescuer. Alexander watched from the wings, eyes wet. When Mia stepped down, he met her halfway. You missed a zero, he murmured. What? 10,000 scholarships. He handed her a check, his entire liquid portfolio. Sell my yacht. The jet. The Hamptons house. All of it. Mia stared. You'll be broke. I'll be rich, he corrected. For the first time. The cameras flashed. Headlines screamed, Billionaire liquidates empire for dead son's dream. But the real story happened later, in the cemetery at dusk. Mia, now Dr. Reyes, med school paid in full, knelt at the grave, placing a fresh daisy. Alexander stood beside her, no umbrella, letting the rain soak his simple cotton shirt. "Think he'd approve?" he asked. Mia smiled, the expression no longer fragile. "He's probably mad we didn't start with 100,000. Alexander laughed, really laughed, until tears mixed with rain. He took Mia's hand, the one that once clutched a wilted flower in desperation. "Ready to go home?" he asked. She squeezed back. "Race you to the car, old man." They ran through the downpour, two silhouettes shrinking against the storm, leaving behind a headstone that read, Ethan Voss. He converted potential into motion. Keep going. If this story moved you, hit that like button. It tells YouTube to share Ethan's light with more people. Subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss the next chapter. Because every kid out there in the rain, they're waiting for their rescuer. Maybe it's you.